Why your extension clients are not coming back, and it's not the hair. Hi, my name is Polly. I'm a hair extension specialist that owns a salon here in Mission Viejo, California, and also runs my own e-commerce brand called Her Hair Extensions, where we sell Slavic hair. Your hair extension clients are not ghosting you because of the hair. I've shipped over 100 pounds of hair extensions to over 300 individual hairstylists, and the one with the worst retention all make the same 3 mistakes. And today I will walk you through all of those mistakes and tell you how to fix them. The bad quality hair can be the problem. However, in my personal experience, if you have a good relationship with your clients, they will always bring up that issue and they will give you one chance, at least one chance to fix that issue. So you will know it is the hair quality. But there are other things that clients will not tell you or will not share with you, where they will just ghost you and not book with you again. And most probably it's not the hair, it's how you communicate with them and how you feel what they need and deliver those results. Because sometimes you as a hairstylist might have one vision for their hair, but the client has completely different vision of what their hair should look like and feel like and move like. So it's very important to listen to your clients, and when we listen to them, we listen to them the most during a consultation. This is the very first mistake that a lot of hairstylists get wrong, and they skip or shorten their consultations, when in reality it is one of the most important steps in a successful hair extension installation. I always recommend inviting clients to your salon or your space for an in-person consultations, where you can actually feel the energy and the clients can actually feel the hair that you are about to install. If an in-person consultation is not possible, I would highly recommend a FaceTime consultation, where you can also kind of start building those personal relationship with your future clients. But let's go back to the consultation process and what are the questions that you should be asking your clients to make sure you deliver the best results for them. The first and the most important question that I would always ask is, have you ever had hair extension before? And if so, what was the method and what was your experience? This will give you an overall idea of their past experiences, and that will navigate to kind of the things that you would want to avoid, and also show you what your clients' goals and dreams are with their hair. The second question that I would like to ask is, what is the length of hair extensions are you interested in? A lot of clients don't really know length and how to measure them, but it is on you to show them what they will look like with 20, 22 or 24 inch of hair extensions. That is why it's always good to have a couple of bundles in different lengths in stock in your space so you can actually show them. My biggest tip here is to always place hair extensions 2 fingers above the ear, and this is where I would kind of show them the length, and also make sure they stand up and are not being seated during this process. The next question that I would like to ask them is, what is your natural hair texture? Because again, we would want in the ideal world to match the texture of their natural hair to the texture of hair extensions. If they say that the hair is straight, you just get them straight extensions. Easy peasy. If they say that the hair is wavy or curly, I would ask an additional question. I would be like, okay, how do you usually wear that? Some of our clients have wavy, curly hair, but they never wear it in the natural texture. They just don't. They don't like it, what it looks like, and things like that. So then, if they say, I never wear my hair naturally textured, I would not recommend fully getting them the texture of their natural hair, because then if they always flat iron it, they will have to flat iron their natural curls and also the curls of hair extensions. It's going to be like a double work for them, and that works, I would say, only for like 10% of the clientele. The 90% will always match the texture of their natural hair to the texture of hair extensions, because nowadays, in the last couple of months, I noticed a lot of our clients say, yes, I never wear it in my natural texture. However, if it looked good, if it was longer, if it was fuller, I think I would want to wear it wavy or curly. And that is why in 90% right now, we always match the textures. So if the natural hair is wavy, we get them wavy extensions. And if the natural hair is curly, we get them curly extensions. Also, a little note, try always using naturally textured hair instead of permed hair, because permed hair will not hold the curl. The next question that I would like you to ask your potential client is, are they happy with their current hair color? Will you be the one changing their hair color, or will they go somewhere else? Or if they're happy, are we gonna just fully match their natural hair to extensions? Or maybe they want to alter their natural hair with the help of hair extensions. For example, in, again, majority of the cases, clients want to be brighter and lighter. So they have their current hair color and then they say, can you add a pop of color? And that will also, of course, result in you ordering or getting a little bit different color. Then I would ask your potential client the question that sounds like, when was your last haircut? Or when did you cut your hair last time? If the timing is less than 1 month from your consultation or from the installation appointment, you will automatically have to order more hair for them than you would normally do, because the ends of their natural hair are full, are healthy, are thick, so you will require more grams for it to blend, or you will have to thin out their natural hair, which I am totally against. I'm not a fan. We do it maybe in 1% of the cases, only after the approval of the client, only after we explored all of other options. However, if the haircut was recent, you will need more grams of hair, number one. And number two, it will feel heavier. Is your client ready for that? You should probably tell them, like, yeah, hey, we will need 200 grams instead of 150, because you just cut 5 inches of your hair and you have a bob and we have to blend it. And obviously we will need more hair for that. So, important question. And it will also kind of let them know, so maybe they shouldn't be trimming their hair before the appointment, because we did have cases where the client came in for a consultation. We ordered hair for her. She came back with her ends trimmed. And I'm like, why did you do that? And she's like, well, I wanted a fresh start. I knew I was going to get extensions, so I wanted all to be fresh. And I was like, well, more work for me, more money for you. You see a little misunderstanding. It was in the very beginning of my career. From now on, we always ask and mention and tell them, please do not trim the hair. If the trim is needed, we will trim it ourselves. But also we will not trim it in a blunt straight cut. We will just trim the ends, dust the ends, and all those good things. And the last and the most recently added question that I have, and I ask all of our potential clients, is, are you currently on any medication, particularly weight loss medication? Again, all of those questions are coming from my personal experience. I build them based on my mistakes, so you don't have to. So you just get, a little cheat code on how to do that, because I had to learn the hard way. Starting about a year ago, we had a lot of clients coming in looking extra hot, looking extra sexy, however, missing a lot of hair on their head. And we were like, what is going on? But of course, GLP made its way to a public. So a lot of people got on that medication because it's very available, it's very affordable, and it also delivers the best results possible. But if you take that medication not very cautiously and not very responsibly, and I'm not saying our clients did that, but if you lose the weight fast, you also lose a lot of your natural hair fast. And of course, your hair extensions, particularly K-tips or any hair extensions, are attached to your natural hair. So if your natural hair falls out, guess what? Extensions will fall out too. And to sum it all up, you do need to ask all of those questions to make sure, A, your candidate is suitable for hair extension and the methods that you are offering. And number two is that you are able to fulfill their goals and dreams with their hair. And you also should be aware of their goals and dreams and what they would want their hair to look like. The second mistake a lot of stylists are making, and this is why your clients are not coming back into your chair, is a gap in the aftercare. Of course, it's best to provide your clients with a good aftercare card. We give it out to all of our clients all the time. However, it doesn't mean they're gonna read that. Again, from a personal experience, it doesn't mean they're reading it, and it doesn't mean they're following it. So I would recommend explaining verbally and showing to your clients how to properly take care of their hair extensions. What brush to use, what shampoo to use, what conditioner to use, how to dry, how to air dry, how to blow dry, how to style. Are they allowed to curl their hair and touch their bonds with a curling iron or flat iron? If it's K-tips, no, they're not allowed to. They're not supposed to. Do they know about it? But do they know that they're okay to blow dry their hair as much as they want? Maybe they do not. Also, do they know if they're allowed to sleep with their hair wet, or do they sleep in a ponytail? Do they sleep in a low bun? Do they sleep in a bonnet? Do they know all of those things? Because if it's their first time, and even if it's not their first time, maybe their first experience was bad because of the aftercare problems, right? And you are responsible for providing all of that information to your client. Probably whenever we are styling our client's hair, when they're flat ironing it or curling it at the very end of their appointment, we verbally go through each aftercare instruction with them and explain to them how to wash, dry, style, and all of those things with their hair, okay? If you are particularly worried about your client not being able to follow through with aftercare instructions, for example, or it's their first time and they're a little bit cautious, they're a little bit worried, I would highly recommend to schedule a follow-up appointment, let's say 3 to 4 weeks after the installation. So they come in for 10 to 15 minutes, you check their bones, or maybe you check their wefts, their tape-ins, and make sure there is no matting, there is no tangling. That way they have a very positive experience with hair extensions and keep coming back to you. The third mistake why your clients might not be coming back to your chair is that you do not follow up with them. Do they know when they have to be back for their move-up appointment? Do you send them notifications? Do you send them text? Do you email them? That is all very easily set up in your booking system. For example, we used to use Square, and then we switched to Gloss Genius. All of those systems work really well. You can set an automated messages that will remind your clients when they need to come back. Because, for example, particularly with K-tips, clients should be coming back if they have fine hair every 2 months, right? In 2 months, if there is no follow-up, if there is no communication, if there is no text or reminders, they might seemingly forget, and those K-tips will feel nice. They will just be growing out, but they will feel nice on their head, and they're not gonna cause any pulling or discomfort. So your client might be like, I think I can go 1 more month. I think I can go 3 more weeks. But no, they cannot, because if their natural hair is fine, you have to readjust those bonds by reinstalling them. Because if you don't do that on time, there might be damage to their natural hair. And if there is damage to their natural hair, guess what? They're gonna see that they're balding and they're not gonna come back to your chair anymore. So you have to set those expectations with your clients when they need to come back and why they need to come back at certain time. Because if they don't, then you are not responsible for the outcome and for the natural hair health. But it is good to have systems in place to remind them, to make sure that they know when to come back and they do rebook. In my own experience, building personal relationship with your clients is extremely important. It is also important to know their expectations, their goals, and their dreams with their hair. Also provide them with all important aftercare instructions and also follow up with them so they know when they need to come back to make sure that their natural hair stays healthy. But what if the problem is in a bad quality hair? This can happen, and it did happen to me a couple of times. So in the next video, I will talk with you about how we determine if the hair quality is actually bad or they're taking care of the extensions in a wrong way. And also we'll show you ways how you could fix that to keep the client coming back to you. But if you are looking for the highest quality hair extensions, the link in the description that goes towards to my collections, where we offer naturally straight, wavy and curly hair in Catives and Genius wefts. And that was it for today. See you next time!